Hi, welcome to Diamond Custom Paint Shop. This is part 4 in a series of videos where I take bobber motorcycle parts from bare metal all the way to a custom paint job. In this video, we're going to be applying a murdered red base coat. And we're going to be using, this is going to be a little bit different than what I usually do because I'm going to use water-based products. This Createx line of products that's water-based. Why am I going to use water-based instead of urethanes? Well, because this is a redo paint job and the customer is expecting it to look like it did the first time with the base coat. And this is how I did it the first time. And so I could do it with the urethanes, but I'm not sure it would look exactly the same. And that's kind of what I want to give him the same look that he liked on the first time. If I was going to do it with the urethanes, how we would do it would be kind of like I did the black candy over metal flake, where I sprayed the metal flake and then I sprayed black candy over that until you could barely see or you couldn't see the metal flake, like it just barely faded out. And so that way, when it went out in the sun, you could see the metal flake under the black. In the shade, it would just be a black color. So it would be similar to that, but I would do the metal flake, and then I would do red candy, and then I would do the black the same way until the red faded out. And that should give you the look of the red murdered look when it was out in the sun. It would look black in the shade, and then put it in the sun or light, and you would get the red, hence giving it the murdered look, they call it. So what are we going to use? So first we're going to use Lime Lines black base coat. We're going to use Lime Lines reducer to mix with it at a 1-to-1 ratio so we can spray it out of our spray gun. And that's going to be our base coat of black that we need for this to go over this system. So, but first off, I'm going to use Lime Line panel prep to make sure everything, no grease or anything's on the parts. Now, if you look in the last video is when we did our final sand to get ready for our base coat. So I've already kind of cleaned them with this. I'll do it one more time after I get everything ready where I want it positioned to start painting the black on. So I'll do one more time of this, and then I'll hit it with some glass cleaner after that. I'll probably clean it everything twice. I like to go a little overboard on my cleaning because that makes a big difference whether you're going to have some problems or not. You know, paint lifting or not sticking, as if you have a little greasy spot on there from your fingers or whatnot. And when I do my cleaning, I wear rubber gloves too. So make sure you do that so you're not touching your parts again with your hands. So we're going to use Createx. And this Createx is not like your hobby craft Createx paints. This is made for automotive purposes. A lot of times it's called the Wicked line. This is the Candy 2Os and your 40-30 balancing clear. So what we're going to do is first we'll put the black on. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this Hot Rod Sparkle Red is what it's called. I'll show you right there on the bottle. Hot Rod Sparkle Red. Now, even though it looks white in the bottle, if you kind of see the lights, what this is like, it's kind of like a pearl. So when you spray it on, it's going to have a red pearl effect. So it's going to give it the sparkle. So once you spray it on the black, you'll see it turns red. So yeah, you can kind of see in there in the bottle has kind of that kind of red effect. So we'll spray that on, probably 3 coats, so it looks like it's nice and coated over the parts of the black, 3 or 4 coats. And then, so this, when you spray this Hot Rod Sparkle Red on, it has a lighter red color, like a magenta color. So I like to kind of hit it with this Candy 2O by Createx Blood Red, and that'll bring it more towards the darker red side. So I'll just do 1 light coat of this, and that will tone down that color of that brighter red that this gives you. So I'll do 1 coat of that over everything real light, and then we're going to take our Candy 2O Black from Createx, and we're going to spray that. Usually takes 2 coats. You're going to spray it just until that red goes away. You don't want to go any more than that because you don't want to block the red that's underneath it. So, and then what I'll give you is in the shade, it'll look black. And then when you get under the light or the sun, it'll give you that red sparkle look underneath. Hence is what they call murdered red. So the other things we got here is this 40-30 balancing clear by Createx. And what they use this for, it's kind of the same thing with urethanes. When you're using a candy color, you mix it with base coat clear. That's kind of what this is, kind of their base coat clear. So when we're using our candies, we'll mix this 4-to-1 with this, 4 parts of 40-30 to 1 part of the candy 2-0. So yeah, and then we got my Dr. Pepper here. Take a little sip, mouth is a little dry. Keep me going. Okay, so one other thing I wanted to mention, since we are going from urethanes to water-based, and then we'll be going back to urethane 2K clear coat after. After I spray this on my parts, I'm probably going to crank the heater up in my booth, get it up to about 80 degrees or so. Then I'll probably wait, usually at least an hour and a half or so before I go on to this step. The reason being is you want this to be totally dry, this urethane, before you go adding any water on top, because you can imagine what that'll do, mixing water and urethanes together. So yeah, I'll wait a little bit between there. And then after I spray this on, everything will be the way I like it. Then I'll usually wait overnight until I spray the 2K clear on, because I want to make sure this water base is totally dry before you go adding, especially a 2K clear. So that's going to be the process of that. So yeah, so stay tuned, and when we come back, I'll be spraying on the black base coat. blood red. We're just going to do quick passes over it just to get that red tone down. Okay, now we're going to do the candy black. Now we're going to do two light coats, hopefully. We'll see, do the first coat, we'll see what that looks like, and then decide on the second coat. I have my light on here so I can kind of see how the black is going on, which helps a little bit. So, all right. Okay, this is the second coat of the candy black. See what kind of coverage, if 2 is going to be enough. That's going to do it. We'll see if we can let it dry a little bit and we'll look at it. As of right now, it looks black, and then when I shine the light, you're going to see that red underneath. Okay, well there you go. There's the murdered red. As you can see, they look black right now, but if you get them out in the sun, especially after they're clear coated. You can't really tell right now, but it'll really pop once you get a 2K clear coat on that, and then put a light on it. I can shine this light on it now. I don't know how good it comes across on the camera, but I can see it underneath there, the red sparkling through. So, and that's what we wanted. That's the murdered look. So yeah, so that's the murdered using Createx water-based colors. The automotive, remember the automotive. Don't be using any hobby craft Createx, because you'll be in for a rude awakening. Anyways, a couple of things I want to touch on. If you do use this Createx, it can be saved. It's not a two-part system, so if you have stuff left over, you can pour it back in your bottle. Like I did the blood red, I had quite a bit left over, so I just poured it back in here, and you can save it that way and use it for your next project. And one thing, when you're mixing this 40-30 and any colors, but when I mix it with this Candy 2.0, they recommend you wait about 10-15 minutes once you mix them together to let that sit, to let those two components kind of meld together before you spray it. And so I did wait 15 minutes. I mixed them kind of while I was doing the other processes, and let them sit there and kind of shook them every once in a while. Let's see. And then, so yeah, so the flash times are a little bit different. I like to be safe than sorry. Pretty much you can spray again once it's dry. So if you want to spray it in a spot and then you can kind of touch it and feel if it's dry, that's how you can do it. When I used to use water-based all the time, I used to do that all the time. I would just go ahead and touch a spot and see if it was dry. So, or you can spray another piece of tape or something on a piece of paper or something, and then touch that, so you don't have to touch your project. You kind of spray at the same time. So, and so on that note, so I wait between the color changes. I was waiting 10 minutes between the color changes, just to make sure everything's nice and dry before I go pounding out another color. And then in between coats of the same color, I was just waiting like 5 minutes is all. And it's pretty dry after 5 minutes. So, so yeah. So stay tuned for the next video, which I'll be, so first off, before that, tomorrow I'm going to wait 24 hours on this, and I'm going to clear coat it. I want to wait 24 hours because remember, I'm going from a water-based back to a urethane 2K clear. So I like to be, like I said, safe than sorry. So I always wait at least 24 hours, let this fully dry, so I know there's not going to be any problems. And then, so I won't do a video on me clear coating it. You will get to see them on the next video I do, where I'm going to do some silver. There's going to be some silver pinstriping around, so I'm going to paint some silver on in areas on the tank and fenders and all the parts that will end up getting masked. They'll end up being pinstripes in the end, and I'll show you that in the next video. So yeah, but in that next video, it will be clear coated by then. So I'll show that in the beginning, obviously, because I'll be masking on this and everything. So I'll probably have it scuffed down for the next graphic. So I'll take a picture of it before I scuff it down, and I'll include that in the next video. Well, thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments about what we did here today or any of the processes up to this point, just go down in the comments section and leave me a message there, and I'll get back to you. And then if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. And if you subscribe, then you'll be able to see this full series. You'll see when they come out. If you hit the bell, I think it notifies you when I post it. And so you won't miss any of the episodes in this series that we're going to do from, start to finish. Well, from this process now all the way until we're actually delivering it to the customer. So yeah, so go ahead and subscribe and like if you want to. And then I'll see you on the next one.